Two things I have to say about Porsha. I have never said she was a bad person. I think she's made some bad decisions. We all have, right? But I have only said two people on this show in this entire time I've been on the show are not good people. She's not one of them.
Who are the two people that aren't good people?
I think you know.
Well, of course I do.
I'll leave it at that.
And I'll have to say with one of them, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Y'all, take a deep breath, because what's about to unfold is the kind of revelation that rattles your nerves and refuses to let go. Kenya Moore has allegedly unleashed a truth bomb, so explosive it changes everything we thought we knew about Porsha Williams. According to Kenya, a hidden secret relationship list has quietly surfaced, and the names on it are jaw-dropping. This isn't just about women. Men are allegedly part of it too. Cordell Stewart, Dennis McKinley, Simon Gobadia, Candy Burris, Andy Cohen, Future, Big Papa, Duke Williams, and even her alleged current girlfriend, Patrice Sway McKinney. Each name supposedly tied to a story so unsettling, it leaves you stunned in silence. Kenya claims this was never just about fame or love, it was about control. Allegedly, Porsha didn't move through Hollywood by accident. She moved people like pieces on a chessboard. Charm became a weapon. Desire became leverage. And intimacy, according to these claims, wasn't emotional, it was strategic. Kenya alleges that Simon Gobadia's past warnings weren't bitterness or jealousy, they were alarms. She accuses Porsha of being driven by greed, obsessed with pleasure, and allegedly using substances to keep partners emotionally hooked, dependent, and unable to walk away. For years, fans believed they knew who Porsha was. A polished image. A perfect smile. A redemption story. But this alleged list paints a much darker portrait, one of manipulation hidden behind vulnerability. According to Kenya, every relationship, regardless of gender, served a purpose. Power. Access. Money. Influence. Satisfaction. Nothing was random. Every connection allegedly came with fallout, broken trust, emotional damage, and scandal waiting to erupt. And Kenya Moore? She isn't whispering anymore. She's allegedly saying it out loud, that sex, obsession, and control were tools, not accidents. This isn't just messy talk or internet chatter. If these claims hold weight, this could detonate friendships, destroy careers, and permanently reshape reputations. So stay right here, because what's coming next may completely rewrite everything you thought you knew about Porsha Williams.
I was outside and I remember some little young girls going by and they were yelling some stuff or, like taunting me. And I was just thinking, oh, these bitches are going to try me now. They're going to try me because they think I'm a punk. And we know I'm far from a punk. I just don't want to be that girl fighting on TV. I don't want to be a part of the bad girls club or, I just don't want to be seen like that. I didn't want to be seen like that. And
strap in, because what's about to surface is the kind of revelation that leaves your pulse racing long after the words fade. Kenya Moore has allegedly detonated a truth so volatile, it's rattling the foundations of celebrity culture itself. Porsha Williams, the polished, glamorous figure fans thought they understood, is now accused of living a secret life far more calculated, far more dangerous than anyone ever suspected. This goes beyond ordinary Hollywood mess. At the center of it all is an alleged secret relationship list, spanning both men and women, reportedly naming Cordell Stewart, Dennis McKinley, Simon Gobadia, Candy Burris, Andy Cohen, Future, Big Papa, Duke Williams, and even her alleged current girlfriend, Patrice Sway McKinney. Each name is said to carry a story so disturbing, so explosive, it threatens to rip apart the image Porsha spent years carefully protecting. According to these claims, she wasn't chasing romance or relevance. She was chasing leverage, dominance, and personal gratification, using intimacy as a calculated weapon. Kenya Moore alleges that none of Porsha's relationships were ever accidental or pure. Every connection was a move on a larger board, designed with intent. With men, the claims suggest she sought attention, status, and financial advantage. With women, the allegations point to control, intensity, and dominance. And the most unsettling part? Kenya claims each affair allegedly involved emotional mind games, psychological pressure, and even accusations of drug involvement. Those pulled into Porsha's orbit were allegedly kept emotionally and physically dependent, unable to detach without suffering serious consequences. Simon Gobadia's past warnings, Kenya insists, were not exaggerations, they were signals that something was deeply wrong. For years, audiences believed they knew Porsha. They saw confidence, beauty, and charisma, never suspecting the turmoil behind closed doors. Allegedly, she manipulated everyone, friends, lovers, and allies, bending them through desire, charm, and calculated persuasion. Each relationship functioned like a chess move in a private game only she controlled, where loyalty was disposable and emotional fallout was simply collateral. According to Kenya, this pattern wasn't chaos, it was strategy, deliberate and deeply unsettling. Cordell Stewart is allegedly cited as one of the earliest examples of this behavior. Kenya claims Porsha drew him in with affection, slowly fostering emotional reliance while subtly steering his decisions. Dennis McKinley and Big Papa reportedly followed similar paths, caught in intense physical dynamics that drained them emotionally while tightening her hold. Each individual on the list, Kenya alleges, experienced a mix of attraction, manipulation, and alleged substance exposure that created obsession and dependency. Simon Gobadia's perspective now carries heavier weight. Kenya's claims suggest Porsha's alleged fixation on sex and material gain were intertwined, each reinforcing the other. Every connection, every private moment, allegedly served two purposes: pleasure and control. Candy Burris and Andy Cohen are accused of being maneuvered within this high-risk environment, their influence allegedly exploited to protect Porsha's dominance and public image. Future and Duke Williams are also named as alleged casualties of emotionally destructive entanglements that advanced her ambitions while leaving them questioning their own reality. Patrice Sway McKinney, reportedly Porsha's current partner, is said to have witnessed these same cycles firsthand. Kenya alleges that obsession and alleged drug use weren't side effects, they were tools. Mechanisms designed to influence, dominate, and maintain power over anyone drawn too close. According to these claims, every affair carried intentional emotional damage, forming a dense web of desire, authority, and control that trapped everyone involved. The alleged pattern, according to Kenya, was relentless: initiate the relationship, extract emotional or financial value, reinforce control through dependency, then move on. Her account portrays a woman whose public warmth concealed a private world of manipulation, excess, and calculated indulgence. The emergence of this list allegedly exposes years, even decades, of behavior that many would find ethically disturbing. The scope of these allegations stretches far beyond scandal. Kenya claims everyone named was impacted emotionally, psychologically, and in some cases allegedly physically dependent. Intimacy became leverage. Charm became a weapon. Alleged substances became a method of enforcement. The result, according to these claims, was a complex network of people orbiting one central figure, each pulled into cycles of attraction, exploitation, and emotional instability. The weight of these allegations is impossible to ignore. Fans who once admired Porsha's elegance are now confronted with the possibility that her public image was a carefully staged illusion. If Kenya Moore's exposé is accurate, it paints a portrait of someone allegedly driven by desire, strategy, and domination, leaving emotional wreckage behind her. Every name on the list carries whispers of betrayal, indulgence, and manipulation that deepen the mystery and make it impossible to look away. Kenya further alleges that none of this was impulsive. The behavior was supposedly intentional, aggressive, and unapologetically self-centered. Each relationship became a scene, each encounter a performance, and each person a player in a private drama scripted to serve Porsha alone. According to these claims, she thrived on secrecy, attention, and control, using every available tool to preserve her influence. The alleged consequences are staggering. Emotional trauma, dependency, and reputations now shadowed by scandal are said to be the aftermath of years of calculated manipulation. Kenya's statements suggest that no one was immune, not even powerful celebrities, all allegedly caught in a web of obsession, exploitation, and alleged drug-related control. This isn't just rumor or reckless talk. It's an alleged account of power, desire, and the cost of manipulation at the highest level of fame. the scale, intensity, and alleged ruthlessness of what Kenya Moore describes creates a narrative so volatile it demands attention. Viewers are left questioning everything they thought they understood about loyalty, trust, and truth in the glittering world of celebrity. So brace yourself, because the next chapter promises to go even deeper, unraveling each alleged affair, every buried secret, and the emotional destruction said to define Porsha Williams' hidden life. This story is only beginning, and the tension is about to explode. The maze of hidden truths keeps collapsing in on itself, exposing deeper layers of alleged control, fixation, and chaos that few ever saw coming. According to Kenya Moore, Porsha Williams allegedly transformed intimacy into a dangerous power sport, and the emotional wreckage left behind each connection has reportedly shaken everyone involved. Those named on the so-called secret relationship list allegedly endured levels of emotional intensity and psychological pressure that went far beyond ordinary celebrity drama. Cordell Stewart, Dennis McKinley, Big Papa, and even Simon Gobadia are all alleged to have been pulled into a repeating cycle where attraction, reliance, and emotional leverage were tools Porsha allegedly used with chilling accuracy. Sources close to the situation claim the method was never random. Allegedly, Porsha would single someone out, study their weaknesses, then use charm and physical chemistry to form a bond that became nearly impossible to escape. Kenya Moore insists this wasn't occasional misconduct, it was allegedly a deliberate system designed to secure dominance over everyone in her orbit. Some relationships reportedly began as harmless friendships or professional guidance, only to spiral into emotionally charged entanglements that left the other person compromised, dependent, or trapped. Each bond allegedly came loaded with passion, pressure, and, in some claims, substance exposure, making departure feel emotionally and physically costly. Future, according to the allegations, was drawn into a layered dynamic that blurred the lines between public image, private access, and emotional manipulation. Allegedly, Porsha ensured devotion while maintaining an aura of mystery that kept everyone off balance. Duke Williams is also alleged to have faced a similar fate, torn between wanting approval and realizing he was only one piece in a larger strategy. Together, these claims sketch a private world far removed from glamour, where seduction allegedly masked exploitation and control. Andy Cohen and Candy Burris, Kenya claims, may have witnessed this duality firsthand. Interactions celebrated in public allegedly concealed private power plays, where emotional reliance was encouraged to secure influence. Allegedly, loyalty, secrecy, and indulgence became unspoken requirements, with little concern for the emotional consequences left behind. Patrice Sway McKinney, Porsha's alleged current partner, is said to have seen these patterns repeat up close, obsession, jealousy, and manipulation unfolding day after day. According to the claims, control was maintained through emotional extremes, sexual attention, and alleged substance involvement. Kenya further alleges that Simon Gobadia's warnings now feel eerily accurate. Porsha's alleged fixation on wealth and sex, she claims, wasn't hidden, it was central to how she operated. Every relationship, regardless of gender, allegedly served two goals: gratification and dominance. Those who tried to pull away allegedly found themselves pulled back into cycles of attachment that Porsha herself engineered. The alleged reach of this behavior reportedly extended into money, status, and opportunity. Kenya claims access to fame and advancement was offered selectively, with silence and loyalty expected in return. Allegedly, admiration and desire were converted into currency, reinforcing a hierarchy where Porsha remained untouchable. The emotional impact, according to these claims, left lasting scars and triggered waves of scandal that rippled across elite social circles. Cordell Stewart's alleged experience is described as a loop of closeness followed by withdrawal, leaving emotional damage compounded by seduction and alleged substance exposure. Dennis McKinley and Big Papa are also alleged to have endured similar cycles, valued for what they provided, publicly praised, yet privately manipulated behind the scenes. With every new name added to the list, the stakes allegedly intensified. Jealousy, secrecy, and compromise reportedly became unavoidable, while Kenya claims Porsha's alleged psychological control rivaled her physical influence. Dependency was allegedly built through fear, desire, and pleasure intertwined, leaving many emotionally fractured while she maintained a flawless public image. Future's alleged involvement, Kenya says, highlights how fame and ambition intersected with emotional exploitation. Public perception and private access allegedly became weapons, blurring the line between authenticity and manipulation. This pattern, according to claims, repeated across the list, creating a hidden network of relationships as destructive as they were concealed. Patrice Sway McKinney is alleged to have seen the most intimate side of this behavior. Obsession, jealousy, and calculated seduction reportedly shaped daily life, creating an atmosphere where power and desire fused into a single force. According to these allegations, every move was deliberate, every interaction designed to preserve dominance. Kenya Moore insists this exposure is only the opening chapter. Each revelation allegedly portrays Porsha Williams as someone who thrived on attention, used intimacy as leverage, and allegedly relied on emotional and substance-related control to maintain power. The fallout is said to be widespread, leaving people destabilized, compromised, and permanently altered. Much of what allegedly happened remains hidden from public view. Kenya's account suggests a reality starkly different from the polished image sold to audiences. This alleged web of affairs and manipulation reveals a level of calculation that many find shocking and tragic. Every name on the list reportedly carries its own chapter of betrayal and scandal. According to the claims, Porsha's alleged behavior redefined boundaries within celebrity relationships. Obsession, exploitation, and strategy allegedly merged into a narrative so intense it leaves observers uneasy. The repeated cycles of control, the revelations continue to deepen, exposing layers of scandal and alleged manipulation that stretch far beyond anything the public could have imagined. Kenya Moore's explosive account paints Porsha Williams as a figure whose alleged actions were calculated, relentless, and devastating in their emotional intensity. Allegedly, the secret lesbian relationship, Future, Duke Williams, and others experienced repeated cycles of seduction, dependency, and alleged emotional manipulation. Allegedly, each encounter was designed to reinforce Porsha's control while leaving partners unsure of their place and powerless to resist. Allegedly, the strategy was so meticulous that even minor deviations in behavior were allegedly met with increased pressure, jealousy, or seductive engagement, ensuring that loyalty remained intact. Allegedly, Candy Burris and Andy Cohen reportedly navigated these intense dynamics, facing the duality of public acclaim and private manipulation. Allegedly, every conversation, every private meeting, and every interaction was allegedly orchestrated to maintain Porsha's influence, blurring boundaries and undermining autonomy. Allegedly, this approach created a network of dependence, secrecy, and emotional vulnerability that extended across multiple relationships and gender lines. Allegedly, Patrice Sway McKinney's involvement highlighted the emotional and psychological complexity of Porsha's alleged behavior. Allegedly, she witnessed firsthand the obsessive and manipulative tendencies that Kenya describes, revealing a pattern of control that allegedly combined sexual, emotional, and psychological leverage. Allegedly, every relationship was part of a larger strategy to maintain power and influence over a wide network of individuals. Allegedly, Simon Gobadia's prior statement